Well, USA-Mexico, one of the best rivalries in all of football, going to be taking place Friday in Columbus Crew Stadium. And in just a moment, I will get into the significance of that specific venue. But first, I just want to start this off by saying I truly hope American and Mexican soccer fans come together, that there is no violence in Columbus, Ohio on Friday. I know things are very heated and contentious right now following the U.S. election results. There could be a chance of build that wall, which could be very hurtful to Mexican supporters. So, like I said, really hope everyone comes together, that this game unites us and does not divide us. And I'm already happy to hear players and coaches from this game downplaying the political elephant in the room, if you will, for such a huge match. Now, let me get into why USA-Mexico is such a fantastic rivalry. And the main reason is because of the incredibly affectionate and amazing nickname, for American soccer fans at least, 2-0. It holds tremendous significance, and let me tell you why Columbus is such a huge part of the history. It all started in 2001 when USA was playing Mexico in a World Cup qualifier. American head coach Bruce Arena was sick and tired of all these games that felt like home games for Mexico in places like Florida and Los Angeles. He wanted a soccer-specific stadium in a partisan atmosphere, preferably in cold weather, and Columbus offered all of those things. This game was so cold that Mexico opted to stay in their locker rooms that night instead of come out on the field. And Rafa Marquez, one of the dirtiest and most disliked players in all of world football, had just a filthy, dirty, nasty elbow on Brian McBride, forcing him out of the game with a swollen eye, creating an amazing opportunity for Josh Wolf, one that he made the most of, scoring a goal, assisting another, and with that, 2-0, 2-0, it was born. And it is something that has continued, all right? 4 consecutive World Cup qualifying cycles. The USA has beaten Mexico 2-0. All right, they beat Mexico 2-0 in 2005, 2009, and in 2013. So it has been just a wonderful string of results for USA. You know, uh, in addition to those wins, when you're talking about 2-0, you also have to mention the 3 friendly wins that have occurred since 2000. 2-0 with the scoreline. Los Angeles in 2000, Phoenix in 2007, and San Antonio most recently in 2015. So, look, 2-0 is a huge part of this. It drives Mexican fans loco, absolutely crazy. And it's great for the game. It's the result that Mexico will do anything to avoid, and they have a history of playing poorly in Columbus. If you break this match down, though, from a personnel standpoint, Mexico has the advantage. All right, their attack, their front line features Javier Hernandez, Chicharito, absolutely on fire for Bayer Leverkusen. What a year he had last year. They've got options like Carlos Vela, Oribe Peralta, and Jesus Corona, all very dynamic, scary players that could be very difficult for the USA to mark. In the midfield, the Dos Santos brothers, Jonathan and Giovanni, are going to bring a lot of playmaking ability. I know a lot of American fans are still scarred by Giovanni Dos Santos' audacious chip goal over Tim Howard in the Gold Cup final. So, that's something that USA will definitely have to account for. But the main man is Andres Guardado, the PSV man. Terrific player. He brings so much in terms of playmaking ability, controlling the ball, holding it up. It's going to be tough to contain him. You hope Michael Bradley, at least from his point of view, will be up to the task. And it's amazing to see that Rafa Marquez, after all these years, like I said, one of the most dirty, terrible, just an abomination to the game of soccer, he's going to be out there. But the player that I have a lot of respect for and I'm worried about from the USA's point of view is Hector Moreno. Very, very strong defender. You would expect him to do the job against Josie Altidore. And when you look at the American side, looking at forwards, Josie Altidore, I like to compare him to Lucas Podolski because Podolski has been a disappointment like Altidore throughout his club career. But when it comes to putting on his country's shirt, he's delivered the goods and gotten it done time after time. You would hope that that is a trend that can continue. Time will tell. But Bobby Wood could play a great role in facilitating for Josie because Bobby, a young player, extremely mobile and active, creates a lot of chances, is really developing quickly, and I know Jurgen Klinsmann likes him a lot. Looking in the midfield, Lyndon Gooch finally getting a call-up from Sunderland. Very nice to see him out there. And, Graham Zusi could play a part. Sasha Klestin could be out there. Jermaine Jones seems like a lock to start. But the man who has a great opportunity here to play a huge role in this game is Christian Pulisic. He needs to start. The 18-year-old is on fire for Borussia Dortmund, getting some of the most minutes out of all players in the club because he is bang on form, scoring goals, creating chances, and just playing terrific. Just in every competition, the Bundesliga, the Champions League, you name it. He is the only player in the USA squad with world-class potential. And another reason why the U.S. men's national team needs him, especially in this game, is because, the Mexican manager, Juan Carlos Osorio, he loves employing the 3-3-3-1 system, which really plugs, the middle of the park. The thing is, it leaves them very vulnerable to attacks out wide. And Pulisic loves creating chances down the flanks. He is going to make Mexican players miserable because he's going to bring technical ability and skills that, El Tri is simply not used to seeing from any American player. Pulisic seriously has the potential to become easily the greatest U.S. soccer player of all time. You don't want to put too much pressure on his shoulders, but at the same time, it's extremely difficult not to get excited about him. And when Mexico plays, the history is in their heads. They know that they have failed in Columbus time after time. They have oftentimes been more focused on making this more of a battle of athleticism instead of possessing the ball, controlling the game, and winning with their football. So I think in terms of a mental edge, there's a serious one for the USA. That and the fact that they just, USA is going to come into this believing that they can build off of what they have done. Jurgen Klinsmann has been in this position for quite some time. He's pretty settled, I'd say, relatively speaking, in the players that he wants. And ultimately, I think USA will come out on top. Guess what the final score is going to be? That's right, 2-0. I believe that we will win.